Now, drag racing as a sport is really picking up in India. And to help the cause, Elite Octane tied up with Amber Valley City and invited 10 times World Drag Champion Rickey Gadson to an event which turns out to be India's biggest drag event ever. Welcome to the Valley Run 2013. Multiple categories like stock, pro stock, super bikes and super sports and some of India's biggest drag racing teams came over here to become a part of a spectacle that left us all spellbound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the talking inside the car. That is a drag car. What is it all about when this car is going to be drag racing?
About this car, it's 1.5 VTEC, which is running on 1530cc right now.
These are basic display gauges. This shows us the AFR, which is the air-fuel ratio. This is the shift light. We set it to the shift RPM that is desired.
Right.
And this here is the water temperature gauge. Again, very important for road racing to keep a measure on the engine condition. That's a standalone ECU that we have here.
So this car, what do you think? Are you guys gonna go back home again with the trademark, a whole lot number of trophies that MotoRev is famous for?
Yes, we've actually come for this weekend with a certain goal. This is our first attempt, so we would really like to win the category.
So sit back while you experience the acceleration. Porsches, Nissan Skyline GTR and the two-wheel monsters like the ZZR14 or the S1000 RRs.
Let's give him a huge round of applause. Rickey Gadson, ladies and gentlemen. Rickey Gadson, he's won the World Drag Racing World Championship 10 times and also won over 190 drag racing competitions.
The biggest attraction when I first spoke to Rangam was 10 times world champion Rickey Gadson himself was to be at the event. Thanks a lot for coming. Pleasure meeting you. Run us through a bit of what made you come here and what's happening over here at the event.
Well, Rangam called me and said that they were putting on a drag racing event over here, and it was India's biggest event that they've ever tried to put on.
That's
and
right.
He told me that drag racing is just kind of catching on in India.
There's not lack of passion out here amongst the racing teams and the participants who are racing at the Valley Run 2013. And one of such guys is Vaishnavi Motor Racing. Arjun, to begin with, we'll start with take us through a bit about the bike, what work has been done?
This bike started off its life as a completely stock Yamaha RD350.
Okay.
It's been stripped down, lightened up. The engine has completely been reworked to make it almost twice as powerful as what the company gives it. The bike has been built from scratch by Shankar.
Shankar, can we have you in the frame, please? Except for the PowerDrift t-shirt, everyone can be in the frame. PowerDrift, we don't accept them
Shankar.
in the frame.
He's the owner of Vaishnavi Motorworks. He's the person who handmade this bike.
In terms of horsepower, how much horsepower is this RD350?
This RD350 is making somewhere between 65 to 80 bhp.
65 to 80 bhp. And your rider is doing a good job taming it.
He's doing a great job.
The last 3 races you had at Coimbatore, you won them straight flat, right?
The last 3 races we have had, we have won the open class straight flat.
Okay.
And the fastest time that we have done is 12.7, which no one has replicated today here.
Oh, okay.
That was done by Arjun when he was ready.
That was done by Arjun. Arjun's not really racing this time. Team spirit, he calls it. The entire team needs to win. It's not just about the rider. All right, thanks for your time, Arjun. It was nice meeting you, and good luck with your future races.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of being a factory drag racer. Never dreamed of being a 10-time world champion. That all those things fell into place through my sheer determination and my love for my passion for the sport. Yeah. These guys are not lacking passion at all out here.
Absolutely.
The fans are here to support them. They're out here doing their thing for the fans. So if anybody here has any questions, on their bike or the sport or anything, I'm more than happy to answer their questions.
Well, it's a job well done then. You had the goal of coming out and helping these guys out here, and I've had the pleasure of talking to a few, and when we asked them as to whom they were looking up to, just about 90% of them said Rickey Gadson.
Really?
And it's just his presence here that's made them travel all the way from Bangalore, Chennai and all that stuff. People have come from over 1,000, 2,000 kilometers out here too.
Wow.
Right. Drag racing is all about the quarter mile, right? Now, tell us in brief, what passes on in the first 2 seconds when the lights are about to go off and we are about to take off?
Well,
What goes on in your mind?
Well, the deal with drag racing is an acceleration test between two vehicles from a standing start over a covered distance. The faster man is not necessarily going to win the race. You can have a better time, but because your reaction time was so slow, you can lose the race with a quicker time. In this sport, you can't take anybody for granted.
Absolutely, I believe that. And when it comes from you, all the more.
I just lost the race by fractions of a second. So you can say just one small blink of an eye.
Right.
That was the difference.
But again, that's the beauty about drag racing,
Yeah.
right? One small blink of an eye and or thousandth of a second, and either you beat someone or you're being beaten. An event of this magnitude, an event which made absolute sense to have had Rickey Gadson come down here. It's an airstrip. We have Y2K. It's the biggest drag event in India.
Just took the risk, and I think it's paid off because it's a good turnout. Sometime probably later, maybe not this year, but the next, we'll probably have a professional drag racing track in place. Hopefully Rickey would be giving everyone pointers more often than just a one-off event.
Thanks a lot, but just before you go, a piece of advice or two for someone who's aspiring to be you.
I say follow your dreams, follow your passion.
Right.
This is something that you want to do. The first thing that needs to happen is India has to develop a series.
Right.
They have to develop stars and develop a series. Once that series is developed, these guys are going to make and break that series. And if they support that series, they're going to secure a future for themselves.
Absolutely.